Call this meeting to order at 5:31 p.m., June 17th, 2025. If you'll all join me with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you. Now, if we can get an adoption of the agenda, that'd be great.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda for June 17th, 2025 as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Okay, see, I started your tape just a little bit late. I didn't get my Pledge of Allegiance in there. All right, first item of business is our recognitions and proclamations. Anybody burning to want to start this time?
Sure.
Okay.
I would like to recognize all the kids in the district that performed in Camp Imagination last Friday night. It was an amazing show, even with the fire alarm and other slight incidents that happened. And 3 of our high school stars were starring in major roles up there, including a Webster family member who's in the audience today. So I wanted to say a special congratulations to them and to all the kids that are going to be performing next Friday night, as well as say Happy Father's Day to all the staff that are working. We just had Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Joe and Ron.
Thank you.
And that's it for me. Sandy, you got any?
I don't think I have anything.
All right.
I wanted to thank the board on behalf of those of us who went to the ASBA conference for doing that. And for us, it was a really good conference. I especially, I wanted to name 3 special workshops that I thought were very interesting. I would like to maybe chat sometime about it. But it was the first time that I really knew that I probably knew this, Dr. Armandini, but I didn't think about it, that we have a rural joint alliance. And to be able to meet with those people that have like districts like ours and be able to talk about vision and barriers and so forth within our districts, I thought that was very good. And they'll be printing that out, the brainstorming that we did that day. I also was impressed with the session on empowering career exploration K through 12, and not just at the middle school and high school level, but even down at lower grades, and that was very interesting. And then strengthening family involvement was one that we really appreciated. We, a couple of us went to that. And so I want to thank everybody for having the vision to always have our board be a better board and learn what's going on in other boards. So thank you.
Karen, I have a question on that. Thank you for that. That last part about the parents' involvement, is there anything you garnered out of that, some ideas, or is there going to be some kind of things?
Yes, and I gave some
Never mind.
toolkit strategies and brainstorming ideas that our board might be able to do at a future study session or retreat with Dr. Ramandini, because I think that, and that was kind of a common theme throughout the Rural Joint Alliance also, was family involvement, community support. How can we really strengthen that in our community? And so I chatted with her yesterday, gave her some handouts from the conference, and so I think we'll hear about it again.
Good. That's super. Because we've been struggling with that for years and years and years.
I have a lot of notes I wrote down when we were in that one session too.
Ron, anything you have?
Well, yeah. I found out after the fact that we had 3 girls on the all-star softball team that played up in Wickenburg, and I didn't know they were playing, so I didn't go.
Oh, from festival?
I could have gone, but I
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So, but yeah, so congratulations to them for their performance.
And I would like to thank Ron Alexander for covering my duties at graduation and at the end of the year breakfast.
It's getting worse and worse every year, I think.
I was behind you. I was watching it on YouTube, and I was, come on, Ron, you can do this.
We know I can't talk because I'll cry, so I
That
know.
thing.
But, no.
Yeah, well, we practiced it, and then they cranked the volume up during the graduation time, and, you know, practice was fine. You know, you could
I was
hear
thinking
the
Miss-
speaker and everything was fine, you know, but then they cranked up the volume and it was like,
And you know, it wasn't just you. It was the poor girl trying to give her speech.
Yeah.
She was trying to turn it away and move the mic up and
Yeah.
down, and poor thing.
yeah.
It is a
Um,
wonky system.
It is a wonky system. But anyway, I'd like to thank all the board members who gone and represented, and obviously our staff for everything that they've done, and we'll see them all at the breakfast next month.
Yeah.
I know.
Dr. Mendini, do you have anything?
I just have a couple of things. The end of the year, of course, graduation was wonderful. It was a little lighthearted. I think Mark was, it was a little, but it was beautiful. It was really fun. And I always choke up on, no matter which graduation I'm listening to, when we affirm that they've met I get choked up thinking about it. There's something about that we are legally saying you did it. So I get a little teary-eyed about that. But I also want to thank the leadership team who participated in an all-day retreat on, I think it was only the 2nd of June. I've lost track of days, was it 2nd or 3rd? And there was about 20 of us leaders in the district, including all of our incoming new principals and our outgoing principals. And we worked on the strategic portfolio all day long and setting professional development goals. Did a lot of work, which I'll share with the board at our retreat coming up. And then our AI committee spent a whole day on June 5th, getting us caught up on what we're doing next year. And then all of the principals for next year, and Mark, who's still working for us, we went to the ASA conference in Tucson. Last week, whatever that was, after you guys got back. And Mark and I did a breakout session on what we've done for AI. And it was very well received. We found out very quickly we are way, way, way ahead. Buckeye Union, Scottsdale Unified, Mesa Public Schools, Chandler Unified, and Marana Unified were in the room, and people from all of those said, can we have your materials? You're so far ahead of what everybody else is doing with AI, because we're teaching our teachers. So anyway, congratulations to the AI committee. There's a few people in here. And anyway, so we've been doing a lot and getting ready for that, and it's a good summer. It's a busy summer, but we got a lot going on. So.
Good. All right. Thank you.
Well, now I want to recognize Barbara and Mark for the wonderful presentation.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It was kind of funny because I always say to people, I'm sorry, one more thing. When I've done a lot of professional development in my life, that's what I did for a career for 6 years. And I would tell people, if this session is not for you, please don't stay here. You get so little time for professional learning and professional development in your career. Don't go spend it on something that matters, And I know some of the people that were in the room were there because they like me, you know what I mean? I know them and they came, but nobody left. And more people came in and it was standing room only. And so I felt really good about that, because if somebody had left, I wouldn't have felt bad about it. Like, that's what it is. But anyway, it was fun to do. We were funny too. We made them laugh, so it was fun.
Good. All right, so now we've got call to the public. Don't have any of those. Then we move into our consent agenda. Any board member need anything pulled before we take action on that consent agenda? We can entertain a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items for June 17th, 2025 as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion does carry. All right, we're moving into action items. Action item 5A is the approval of the Wickenburg Unified School District Number 9 fiscal year 2026 proposed annual expenditure budget. And James, do you have any words for us? We've got
Yeah,
material.
thank you, Mr. President and board members. I got some preliminary questions, so I'll answer those, and if you have any other questions, I'll answer those. I'd like to first state that the legislature still has not settled on the state budget, so this is definitely a preliminary budget, so we will be doing this again this year on September 15th, so just want to let you be aware of that. We had no new numbers, so it's a budget to get us through September 15th, if you will. One of the questions was on the tax rate. So the tax rates also have not been set by the assessor or the treasurer at the county level. So the county superintendent's office gives us a worksheet to kind of determine and estimate. So this is an estimated tax rate, could definitely change prior to our September 15th agenda. It is up about 0.1% compared to last year, but just as a note, in 2020, FY24, our tax rate was about 3.2, so it's still lower than it was two years ago. The other
But we
early
don't have
question,
any idea what it's gonna be.
I would say that's pretty close. I mean, that's going to be pretty close. I mean, it could change 0.1% one way or the other, but it's not going to like double or anything like that. So that's pretty close. The other question was the capital expenses on short-term software. About 3 years ago, the state required us to start classifying software that's non-instructional as a capital purchase. So this will be software like our county accounting software, our student information system, those subscription type softwares that we have to pay for. So that's the questions I have. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
I know, when I talked to Dr. Remendini about it, but all that first page on
Yeah,
is all negative.
yeah. So,
So we're spending less than last year.
well, actually what I did, so our prior budget, we budget how much we think we're going to spend. This budget, we actually used the actual expenses for the last 2 years. So it's probably more aligned to what we actually spend. So I think it shows with the less funding that is anticipated in this budget, we can still meet our expenses.
Yeah, and in that, what was our carryover
That's
from
what I
last
was-
year?
So right now, we're estimating on this budget 1.6 million. If I were to throw out a number, I'm going to roughly say 2.1
So from last, in other words,
this year to next year.
25 to 26, we're carrying over,
2.1 million of M&O and about 700,000 of capital.
okay, thank you.
Everybody else have questions or comments? Okay. We can entertain that motion.
I'll make a motion that the governing board of the Wickenburg Unified School District Number 9 approve the fiscal year 2026 proposed annual expenditure budget as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carries until September 15th. All right, action item B is also for Mr. Scott, the approval of our financial reports.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. Sorry, just a moment. My computer has decided to be slow really quick, but it'll just be a second. There we go. So here's the May 2025 expenditures. As you can see, our maintenance and operations was a little higher this month compared to the prior year month, but our capital was much less. The reason for the capital being less was due to this time last year we had the sewage issue at the high school, and we had to pay for all those sewer pipes, and that was quite an expense. So that's why there's a significant difference there. But our year-to-date's about tracking about the same, or in the same range. And the balances were adjusted based on the May budget. So right now, as of May 31st, we had a balance in our budget of 3.7 million. There were no unique expenditures in May over $10,000. And compliance issues, we did complete our S&P Global 500 independent bond review. And I'm pleased to inform the board that our bond rating went to an A+.
I saw that in the paper.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What's really good about that is if we were to go for another bond, that means that the interest rate would be lower, so a lower impact to taxpayers. And then our final, as you know, because you approved it, our final FY25 budget revision was completed in May. So our budget's in balance, we are in compliance, and we had no surprises.
Awesome. Anybody have questions for James? Comments?
No, we should have said that in the other part.
Oh, for
In
the
the
recognitions.
recognitions.
Yeah.
James got us an A+.
Well, I wish I could say I got it. It's over time, but I'm very proud of our team for, it just shows like too that the district does continue to respect and honor fiscal responsibility.
Yeah. All right, if we can get the motion for that part.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial reports as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, James. All right, so action item C, request to provide transportation services to the Church of Sun Valley for an out-of-state trip to San Pedro, California, July 5th, or July 1st to July 5th, 2025. Any,
We are allowed to do this,
What'd you say?
that we're legally allowed to do this. We're
yeah.
covered insurance-wise. And
Did they put us on their insurance to take the bus or no?
Our insurance covers the bus and our driver. Their insurance covers the children.
Got it.
Mr. Alexander. Ron.
The what? Just say it.
You need to recuse yourself from voting on this.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were okay.
Just to
No, I
follow up with Sandy, and we've done this before.
We've done it before. It's been several years. We had to find it, but we have done it before for this same group, for this, yes. And we as an entity can provide services to another entity, right? We can do that. This is board approval, and it would be board approval anyway because but it's crossing state lines, it's our employee who's traveling out of state. So the board has to approve our employee. Jeff Stein is he's a substitute bus driver that works for us a lot.
all right.
just curious. So it's cheaper for them to rent from us than it is to go out and get a private coach? Okay.
A lot.
And they're actually going to Catalina where they're going.
Okay,
That's
so,
just the
Right.
port. That's just the port.
yes, the bus and the bus driver are not going to Catalina. The bus and the
not.
bus driver are stopping where
Right,
they
they
say
have
they're
to get on the
stopping.
ferry
Yeah, and staying
get
in a
over there.
hotel. The kids are leaving from there and then coming back and getting on the bus and go. Yes, we're not ferrying our bus over to Catalina.
They've had the common ferry.
All right,
Kids get seasick.
so we can get the motion on this one.
I'll make a motion to approve administration's request to provide transportation services to the church at Sun Valley for an out-of-state trip to San Pedro, California, July 1st through 5th, 2025, as submitted.
Second.
All in,
Have to officially say it.
I was just gonna, I didn't know how you ask for a vote, and then I'd just say,
no, just,
I'd do it, or,
you-
okay, I recused myself before the vote. Okay.
All right.
Good job, Ron.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And item D for action items is the first read of a whole bunch of policy advisories,
A whole bunch.
whole bunch.
A lot.
And would you like to speak?
Yes, Mr. Malio, governing board members, I'd like to draw attention to there is a little bit of a typo on this, and we'll take care of it. Policy Advisory 824, Policy BBBA, board member qualifications is not on this is not included. It is not on this list. It will not be taken for second read because you haven't had a chance to look at it. I have some questions that I sent to the attorney about this particular policy because it just is odd to me and I don't remember it being part of legislative action. So it is on the list, but not included in the documents that are here. If it is approved by our attorney, it will show up as a first read next time.
Got it.
So do we need to pull that off of there?
It's
or-
not
It's
there.
not there, so.
Oh,
The
Don't have to worry
the
about it.
list is
Oh,
a
okay.
typo, so.
okay.
I have a question, if I may. First of all, I appreciate how these are on here, the policy with changes and then the clean copy, so that's good. When I first looked at it, I went, but I wanted to just ask, in the ones where a policy is deleted,
There's 3 of them.
do we,
Four.
or
four.
if we cared, specifically to find out why it is deleted? 'Cause
Yes,
that's not on-
and if there doesn't, everything that's been deleted, ASBA is doing a complete policy overhaul. And I was counting today, I think Casey and I have about another 300 pages of policy advisories that are coming your way. This is the first, you can see, we already have them up to the, well beyond the 900s. And it's a good thing because what they're doing is they're cleaning it up. The ones that have been deleted are either no longer valid or they're being incorporated into other policies. And so they're shrinking down the number of policies. You'll see that there are some exhibits that are there that I think it's on the second read of those. A lot of the exhibits have been cleaned up as well. So they're doing a lot of work on this. There is no information that we need to operate as a governing board that I have seen so far, of the 300 pages I've looked at, that we need in a policy. There was a lot of duplicate language in there. So that, the policies that are being deleted, unless the board wants to take another look at them, they're your board policies. My recommendation is what they've deleted is being accurately represented in another policy.
Okay,
I'm all for
that's fine.
short,
That's
sweet,
good.
Yeah, that's what I thought too when I
Get rid
read
of
through
the-
them.
excess.
All right. Okay, everybody's good with that?
Yep.
Any other questions? Okay. All right, informational items. We've got items for future agendas. And then we've got our announcements and calendars. All right,
8 a.m. Saturday here.
yes,
Huh?
8 a.m. Saturday here.
Oh, here?
yes, it's gonna be in this room. They're doing construction up there.
Yeah, Barbara already reminded me, so I wouldn't forget.
Oh.
The Wellick room is under construction. We got that grant from the Wellick Foundation, and it's going to be beautiful. But I told Todd he didn't have to move furniture in there today, so we'll take a tour of there when it's done. So, but we'll be here on Saturday. And I'll,
Saturday morning at what, 10?
8 o'clock,
Oh, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
8 o'clock.
Is it Life of Pi?
So I do want to draw attention to the calendar that looks like this. It was on top of what Casey had given us, that we do have a board meeting on 7/22. I believe it's listed as if needed, but it's not on this. So as long as everybody puts it in their personal calendar. We have the one on the 8th, which is a telephonic meeting. And then there's one listed on the 22nd, if needed, and I just wanted to make sure everybody had that as a possible. It's on the second one, it's on page 2, it's not on page 1.
And we typically need the second one in July.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's move along to the closing of the meeting. How's that?
I'll make
To adjourn.
second.
What? Whoa. Whoa.
Ron stopped us.
You didn't get what happened to the items for future agendas? Sorry, I missed that.
We did
I
go.
just wanted to say, I think we ought to work on coming up with a schedule, sooner than later, based upon the PAR resignations. The schedule with, like did last time, ASBA, I think, came to us about August or September, and then we, started the whole
Oh,
Oh, the policies?
no,
thing. Superintendent,
replacement,
I knew.
Oh, we haven't made any announcements yet.
no.
No, she hasn't made a decision yet.
So we don't have anything.
We might get another year.
I don't have anything to.
We might get another year, Ron.
Read it.
read it,
Retire, rehire.
I know,
I'm-
okay,
We just approved that.
whatever.
Yeah,
It's done.
okay. So did we get the motion? I missed
Yeah.
that.
She
I moved
said
to
it, I
adjourn and
second. We need to
Susan
vote.
seconded.
Everybody ready to vote?
Yes,
Okay.
aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and we are adjourned at 5:57.